I think it sucks, but what can we do?
Gas prices continue to break records when you can expect to pay $4 a gallon, and what the federal government is thinking of doing to ease the pain at the pump. And the real-life cat burglar returns, what his family is doing to try and make amends with all of his victims.
This is ABC 15 News.
A paragliding accident sends a man to the hospital after he plummets 60 feet to the ground. Thanks for choosing us. I'm Steve Cooge. It happened this afternoon on South Mountain. ABC 15's Brian Webb joins us live now. And Brian, do we know how this victim is doing?
Firefighters tell us he has cuts and bruises, probably some broken bones, and possibly a back injury. But after now, live in Phoenix, I'm Brian Webb, ABC 15 News.
Breaking news out of Tempe as crews work to clear the scene of a bad crash on US 60 near Mill. We do have some reports about this crash. There are some minor injuries here, but from what we're being told, everyone is expected to be okay. You're getting a live look right now from our ADOT camera on the area, and as you can see, there's quite a bit of backup there. So if you're heading out, you're going to want to avoid that area, definitely. A look tonight on what's left of a Chandler apartment complex after it catches fire. Take a look. You can see burnt walls and insulation. The fire broke out at the Autumn Creek complex near Ray Road and McQueen. We have several phone calls in to find out just how many units were damaged there and how this fire all started. But we've not heard back yet from firefighters. We'll bring you more information as we get it. Sunshine and blue skies as we take a live look right now from our roof cam. Pretty warm temperatures out there, sending many of you outdoors. ABC 15 meteorologist Rich Dahlquist joining us now here with the changes. Coming to our forecast. Rich?
Big changes out there. It is warm right now, but mostly cloudy. Look at our APS weather network. Up in Sedona, some dark
just a few minutes.
A 7-year-old boy rushed to Flagstaff Medical Center after being hit by a car. We're told the boy was crossing 89A near Grasshopper Point in Sedona when he was hit. The road is now shut down for a short period of time, but is back open, we're told. We're waiting to find out just how serious that boy's injuries are. You may have gotten caught up in the traffic today on SR 79. A serious rollover crash shut down parts of the highway near Florence. We're told at least one person was hurt there, but no word yet on that person's condition. The highway has been reopened. The Obama administration now considering tapping into the nation's oil reserves, this amidst rising gas prices.
The president is very concerned. We're trying to look at all the possible options going forward. The issue of the reserves is one we're considering. It is something that only is done and has been done on very rare occasions.
A new survey out today says the gas prices have soared 33 cents over the past 2 weeks. Well, that is the second biggest jump on record. ABC 15's Tim Vetcher spoke with drivers today about how they're handling the price out at the pump.
4 days a week, Lynn Bailey makes the 100-mile trek as ABC 15 News.
It might sound bad, but here's a way you might be able to save some money on gas and parking fees. Ride your bike to the airport. Right now, Sky Harbor officials are looking at ways to create a safe means for bicyclists to reach the airport. We're told some of the workers at the airport have already used their bikes to get to work, but they have no safe way to get there because there's no bike-friendly paths. The effort's underway to prevent wildfires. What neighbors in the high country are asking the feds to do and how you can help. And should our state restrict large capacity firearms? What many of you are saying tonight. And why dozens of Valley kids got a free ride on the world's largest Volkswagen bus. Attention all you job seekers out there. The Mesa Police Department is looking to hire for its Reserve Police Officer program. To apply, you have to complete the same testing and screening process as all other officers. And if selected, you have to complete the required training through the Chandler Gilbert Community College or Glendale Community College of Law Enforcement Academies. A group of you from Flagstaff asking the U.S. Forest Service to ban campfires this summer to prevent more wildfires. This move comes after more than 15,000 acres burned last year. One of the big fires making headlines, the Schultz Fire. It was started by someone who abandoned a campfire. You're seeing video from that right now. The group is going door to door to convince their neighbors to join them. Meantime, should Arizona restrict large capacity firearms? Front and center on ABC15.com right now. It's part of our Sunday feature called Hear Me Out. Every week, two people in the community sound off on an issue. This week, Assistant House Minority Leader Steve Farley and the author of the Arizona Gun Owners Guide are taking different sides on the issue here. A lot of you commenting as well. Larry Singleton writes, they should place a ban, but I doubt they will. I'm all for gun ownership, but come on, does the average citizen really need a 30-round magazine for a home or personal defense? No. James Seigner says won't help and won't pass. One bullet can kill. If you restrict magazine size, people will just buy more magazines. You can sound off right now yourself at abc15.com. Just go under the Hear Me Out section.
And realize that they're not alone in the fight.
Valley kids battling cancer. Hitting the catwalk. We'll show you there's life-saving fundraiser coming up. Plus, staying warm during a late-night pub crawl, the brave outfit of choice for hundreds of partygoers. Nearly 50 Bangladeshi migrant workers evacuated by sea from Libya to the Greek island of Crete jumped ship during the night. Greek officials say the move was to apparently avoid being sent back to Bangladesh. Well, 3 of them have died. 14 others remain missing, and many more were rushed to the hospital. Our Senator John McCain commenting on the crisis in the Middle East this morning. He offered up some ways to help citizens deal with the turmoil, not just with humanitarian aid now, but also in the future.
Because you know this was all about jobs. I'd love to see our high-tech CEOs go over there and say, okay, we're going to invest, but we need to give them incentive to do so, like a trade preference agreement, which we could enact immediately.
McCain also added that the United States can't forget to help the Egyptians in the formation of their new democracy. A Sunny Slope restaurant with the taste of Brazil is going out with a bang. Bomberos Cafe and Wine Bar has to shut its doors because of a lease agreement. Bomberos means firemen in Spanish, and since the restaurant is housed in a former firehouse, the closing is just that much harder for the owners. But employees say don't worry about it because Bomberos is planning a big comeback.
It's not the end, so I'm not too worried about that. You know, it's just a little glitch, I guess.
The owners there are still looking for a new location, but that doesn't mean you can't take advantage of some going away deals and specials from the farewell party, which lasts all day long. There's even a live DJ until 10 o'clock tonight. Kids battling cancer took their turn on the catwalk today, raising money to beat the deadly disease. Here's all the glitz and glamour at the Biltmore Hotel this afternoon. The Children's Cancer Network's 8th annual fashion show. Some 40 Valley kids with their brothers and sisters showing off the latest fashions, courtesy of Dillard's. Many of these children in the middle of chemotherapy, too. But putting aside all that pain to strut their stuff, the money they raise helps families with expenses insurance can't cover.
Gas cards, food cards, scholarships, admission bag programs so that they, upon admission on first diagnosis, which is so devastating, that they receive a backpack of kind of niceties and necessities and realize that they're not alone in the fight.
Last year, the fashion show and silent auction raised $85,000. And this year, they're hoping to top that. The wheels on Walter, the world's largest Volkswagen bus, go round and round, carting kids to a picnic. Today, LocalLily.com hooked up with the farm at South Mountain to get Phoenix Children's Hospital patients out of their daily routine and into the fresh air and sunshine.
I was there for such a long time, and you know, this is them giving me a gift, having a fun event, and just having fun and not thinking about cancer.
The kids are coloring greeting cards, which will be sold at the restaurant. All that money raised will go back to the Children's Hospital. Several prestigious movie awards melted down after a child star's home burns to the ground. These are no special effects you see right here, but flames that ripped through the Mumbai home of 12-year-old actress Rubina Ali. You may remember her from the movie Slumdog Millionaire, for which she won several Academy Awards. The actress and her family were in the process of moving out of the slum when it caught fire. She says she tried to grab all of her awards, but her hands were just too full. Still no word on how that fire started. A famous cat burglar is now returning all the loot he's stolen. But just to be clear here, we're talking about a literal cat, and his name is Dusty. We've told you about him before. Well, now his family has put all his stolen goods out on the tables and has invited neighbors to come over and take back all their stuff. His owner says Dusty has nabbed more than 550 items from his California community in the past 3 years. Typical targets include gloves, towels, underwear, and even bathing suits. Dusty achieved fame when Animal Planet did a piece on him last month, catching one of his looting sprees on tape. His hijinks have also been featured on several national late-night and morning shows. Well, would you be caught dead wearing one of these out and in public, too? Well, apparently hundreds don't have a problem with it. These fun-loving folks proudly showed off their Snuggies on the streets of San Francisco last night. This during the 2nd annual Snuggie Pub Crawl. Participants had to wear the famous blankets with sleeves, other brands of the same type of product, or just simply wear a bathrobe backwards. On Facebook, more than 600 people RSVP'd for the event. Another 400 said they might show up. A Snuggie pub crawl isn't a new idea, though. They've actually been held across the country in cities like Atlanta, Chicago, and New York. However, we couldn't find any on record, sadly, of being held here in Phoenix. ABC 15 meteorologist Rich Dahlquist here with the forecast. And Rich, definitely weather outside that doesn't require a Snuggie.
No, they needed a Snuggie. It was cold. They had some rain there for us. Dark clouds starting to build in. It's going to be a big change out here. Cold front is going to move through, really going to kick up some wind into the weekend.
Sounds nice. Thanks, Rich. Some struggles for the Diamondbacks. They take on the Angels today, and some more struggles for LeBron James as his Miami Heat try and avoid another tough loss.
I sat there and I had a cold chill going down my whole body.
The suicide warnings that signs could help save a life. New at 10, ABC 15 investigators explain why Valley firefighters are getting help from an unlikely source.
Beating Yang by 1 stroke, the former Wildcat Rory Sabatini does hang on to win the Honda Classic. It's his 6th win on tour.
All right, well, thanks for watching. Look back at 10 o'clock. Have a great Sunday.